I haven't did a walking video in a long time. My 2 years ago, my Kodak Play Sport hit shockproof. This smartphone is not. By the way, I am in 4K, so you can stick me in. If you got a 4K, you must have a 4K. You can still watch me in 1080p high definition, but to see me in 4K, 2160, you got to have a 4K television or computer to do that. It's got to be designed, but you still can watch me in regular 1080p, regular high definition. But I'm now in ultra high. Well, anyway, most of my videos are stationary. When I'm standing still or moving around a little bit. I decided today it's beautiful out here. It's going to 80. This is 132. That's the library. They're giving kids cheerleader outfits, giving them out. Anyway, that's why it's so crowded there. Going down here to the store. Give me some here in Goshen, Claremont County, Goshen, Ohio. Why don't I ride down there? There's no sense locking up the bike twice. It only takes me timed 5 minutes and 40 seconds. But this phone ain't shockproof. That's why I don't make many walking videos. My Kodak Play Sport was shockproof. So if you go back 2 or 3 years, on my videos, you see a lot of walking videos. But I don't trust walking like this, not tripping and dropping or breaking my smartphone. But anyway, I'm going down here to, I like those corn, I can't even pronounce it, tortilla corn chips. They're round. I like them, really do. They're only $1.25 a bag. But anyway, my cousin Don come and see me. Me and my first cousin Don. We was talking about my grandpa Redden, my dad's dad. Anyway, back in 1959. Now my grandpa Redden was an orphan. He survived all that. He was orphaned his mom died in 1920. So I think it was June. So that day on, 1920, he became an orphan, him and his brother, my great uncle. But anyway, he was a genius. Anyway, I'm trying to remember how my cousin, yesterday we was talking about this. I'm trying to remember how my cousin Don said that, oh yeah, but I have shaved. I need to reshave again, but at least the beard is ain't out like it was. Anyway, back to my grandpa. I'm trying to remember what he was doing. I think he was with a friend at Ford Motor Company. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he was there for a job interview. But anyway, there was something in the factory at Ford Motor Company they was having trouble with. I think it was something about pipe fitting or something. Anyway, and my grandpa says, hell, I can do that. He wasn't being paid for it if I remember the story right. Hey, hell, I'd do that. He'd done such a great job that Ford Motor Company hired my grandpa Redden on the spot. Now, my grandpa Redden was the hardest working person I've ever known. I remember when I was a teenager, back in the 70s, I would watch my grandpa Redden work. Now, that's my dad's dad. Anyway, I'd watch my grandpa, sorry for all the noisy traffic, I'd watch my grandpa Redden work. And he was old school. He worked by the sweat of his brow, man. I used to see sweat just dripping off of him. And it wasn't even the dead of summer. No. I can remember that. He'd be out in the garage or outside. He would work so hard, literally sweat would pour off of him. He was that old school. I guess because he was an orphan. He had to work so hard to survive his orphan life. But he would work so hard, sweat would literally come off of him. So you get why I'm a workaholic on computers, why I do all these videos. I'm sort of like that. Of course, I don't sweat like he did, but by accident, I actually got the camera lens wet. But anyway, so I take the ethics after him. But anyway, back to Ford's. Yeah, they hired him on the spot. Well, my grandpa worked down there in southeastern Kentucky. He works for this, kind of trying to watch traffic as I walk. I don't want to get hit here. You know how it is when you're busy looking at the camera lens and watching driving. Kind of dangerous what I'm doing. I'm just hoping the drivers are paying attention to me. But anyway, he used to work for the Stearns Co. The Stearns Co. Company down there in Stearns, Kentucky, McCreary County. And, you know, it wasn't union or nothing. You know, it was decent pay. But when Ford Motor Company hired him in Cincinnati, they wasn't used to that big money. Yeah, he made big, even in '59. Anyway, he brings his first paycheck home to Grandma, his wife. And Grandma once said, when your grandpa brung that first check home from Ford Motor Company, I mean, he worked hard for it, but Grandma said it felt like we won the lottery. Yeah, they wasn't used to making big, they wasn't used to having big money in the household. Oh, you know, and even back then, Ford Motor Company paid him big. Of course, he worked hard. He was very, very good. He was very good at his job. And but that's what my grandma said. It was like we won the lottery. 24 years. Yeah, my grandpa Redden, he worked I think 24 years for Ford Motor Company. He had to take a medical retirement. Yeah, he took a medical. He say 59 to 74. That's what it was. Yeah. I seems like I remember him retiring. Seems like I remember when that happened. But anyway, 24 years at Ford Motor Company. But that first check, you know, when he started in '59, that first check he brought home, Grandma says, we thought we won the lottery. Even though Grandpa worked hard for it, it still felt like we won the lottery. Because Ford Motor Company paid you big money. Even in '59. Watch these cars here. It's dangerous what I'm doing. But anyway, yeah. I mean, you know, I got an uncle retired from Ford. That's my grandpa's son. That's my uncle. He retired. After he put in 34 years, electrician. He made big money. You know, it's union. But anyway, yeah, me and my cousin Don was talking about that yesterday. Yeah, Grandma says we thought we'd won his first check. He walks in the door and lets her look at his check. Oh my, you know, they weren't used to that kind of money, all that money. And Grandma said it felt like we won the lottery, even though he worked hard for it. Yeah, I miss him. They both passed away in a car accident in November 1980. I really miss him. Yeah, walking like this, you got to really be careful. You're hoping the drivers. I mean, I'm amazed I ain't got hit yet. Of course, you know how it is when you're trying to focus on words, making a video. You got traffic coming. It's really dangerous. I should have my butt kicked for doing it this way. You can see here how, you know, by the way, this intersection up here, my dad witnessed two guys being killed. This has been a very dangerous intersection here in Goshen, Ohio. A lot of people don't realize this. My dad was coming through here in 1960, and a guy and his grandson was still in the car dead. They got hit right here. Well, just a few years, that's back in '60. Whoa, I hit a damn pothole here, or a mud hole, that's why I jerked. That was back in 1960. Now, about 10, 15 years ago, an elderly couple was killed by a Mack truck. Actually, see this car? Imagine it's a Mack truck. It lost its air brakes. The guy was drinking, and I think the couple was making a left-hand turn. Elderly couple, and they was both killed. They actually had their picture on Kroger's fence in memory of them. Had their pictures up there. Then right down here to the bridge, a 20-year-old girl was killed. Left McDonald's one morning, lost control and hit this bridge. And the whole car went down into the creek, from what I understand. Her boyfriend survived it, but she died. It nearly killed him. He was crippled up. He was on a walker for a long. I don't know if he fully recovered, but this has been a deadly intersection. Well, of course, a lot of intersections are deadly, but I got to be real careful when I